Now on Channel 3 News.
Navy training essentially on hold when the Navy expects to get back up to speed after that major issue with onboard oxygen. Plus, hot summers can be deadly for one particular age group. Who's especially vulnerable and how you can help. And a major military offensive against Iraq with families in the path of the showdown. What this means in the war against ISIS.
You're watching Northwest Florida's news station. This is WEAR, Channel 3 News Dayside in high definition.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenny Dreasler. We're following breaking news at this hour out of Mobile County, where police are currently in a standoff with the Bayou La Batterie man. Take a look at these photos we just got into the newsroom moments ago. Happening now, Bayou La Batterie police are surrounding a home where a man has barricaded himself inside. Police say they got the call around 5 o'clock this morning when a woman said that she and her husband got into a physical fight. Negotiators on the scene tell WAR that the man threatened them with a rifle that he says he has inside the home. Police say the woman did get outside of the house okay, and authorities tell us that nobody else was inside. We'll bring you more information as this story develops. Just click on this story right now at WEARTV.com. And developing overnight, a Pensacola woman accused in a domestic stabbing is finally behind bars this morning after running from police for over a week. Monica Jenkins was booked into the Escambia County Jail Thursday for attempted murder. Monica Jenkins and Gerald Jenkins are charged with an attack on Terry Johnson on June 22nd. According to police, an argument escalated and Gerald Jenkins sliced Johnson's stomach with a box cutter. Meantime, the man charged with the murder of 12-year-old Naomi Jones has entered a plea of not guilty this morning. Robert Howard's attorney filed a written plea on Thursday. Howard previously told investigators that he killed Naomi and dumped her body in 8 Mile Creek. Howard is now in the Escambia County Jail with no bond. The state's attorney says that he will seek the death penalty. And this Fort Walton Beach man could face up to 30 years behind bars. A jury found Larry Thorne guilty of lewd and lascivious battery and sexual battery. Thorne repeatedly assaulted the same girl from age 14 to 17 at his home. 2 other teens also testified that he molested them as well. Thorne is expected to be sentenced in August. Meantime, the Navy is close to a fix for its fleet of T-45 training planes this morning. They cut back on flights and set severe restrictions after reports of a dangerous issue with oxygen systems. The problem caused pilots to become disoriented, some of them even losing consciousness. They're now making modifications, adding a component that takes moisture out of the air and cleaning the entire system on every plane.
We'll have 20 airplanes fully modded with everything I just described by the beginning of July. We'll have 50 by the middle of July, and we'll have 80 by the middle of August.
We're going to commit ourselves to work with them to get back on step quickly, safely, and effectively to return them in their training pipeline and ultimately out to the fleet.
The Navy is optimistic that they are on the right path to completely solving this problem. They're encouraging pilots to keep using operational risk management and not to fly any aircraft that they deem is not safe enough.
First Morning Weather, sponsored by Pensacola State College.
11:55, we now turn things over to the other top story of the day, the rain. Meteorologist Ashley Ruiz, you said this morning, you told me about 8 inches of rain in some parts of our DMA.
Yes, the National Weather Service in Mobile reporting up to 8 inches for some areas in Santa Rosa County just since midnight. So we're seeing a lot of rain all over Northwest Florida. And just to top that off, we are still expecting more rain throughout the course of the day. You can see some showers and storms popping up now that we're starting to head into the lunchtime hours. Temperatures in the low to mid to upper 80s. You factor in that high humidity. Feels more like the upper 90s to 100, so you do want to stay hydrated out there. And another look at our 3D Doppler showing some stronger storms in those areas that saw up to 8 inches of rain overnight. I'll tell you what to expect going into the holiday weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Jenny.
Thanks, Ashley. On the international front we go, and happening now, thousands of children remain trapped in Mosul's old city in Iraq. The heart of the city is the last stronghold for Islamic State fighters there. Take a look at that video. The U.S.-backed Iraqi military is closing in as Iraqi forces advance. Civilians, mostly women and children, flee in their direction. Those evacuees say that hundreds of families are still there. But even once ISIS loses Mosul, the group still controls vast amounts of territory in Iraq and Syria. Coming up, a shakeup in the tuna industry. 2 companies now facing charges for conspiracy. We'll explain. And a harried bride drives away without her wedding gown. How the dress finally found its way home. Those stories and much more next on Channel 3 News.
WEAR On the Go is sponsored by Pensacola Honda,